Welcome back. This is part 2 of the Game Center's Let's Play of Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. And we are going to be wrapping up level 1 in this part of the Let's Play. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about while I was playing the game is just how funny it is that all these random mercenaries just want to kill Kyle Katarn. Yeah, I kind of screwed that part up there, and yeah, I had to go back a little far. So, anyways, all these mercenaries, they just want to kill Kyle Katarn. It's like, what did he do? Is he wanted that badly by the Imperial Remnant, or like being a member of the New Republic, like a high-ranking official in the New Republic? Doesn't that grant you some type of immunity from mercenaries trying to kill you? But then again, you get to thinking about a lot of the Star Wars expanded universe and characters and things and situations, and it doesn't really matter because none of it's based on logic anyway. I mean, think about it this way. How many times has Princess Leia's life been threatened in the novels? I can think of at least 2 or 3 offhand, and I'm sure there's probably more. And aside from that, how many times does Han Solo meet up with an old smuggling buddy? And how many times does Luke Skywalker question his abilities with the Force, or whether or not he's serving the light side or the dark side? These are just some of the many cliches that are in the Star Wars expanded universe. That's not to say it's bad, but at the same time, it's kind of a gripe of mine that the expanded universe always seems to have such cookie-cutter type plots. A lot of people swear by the old Bantam novels. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. A lot of them just feel almost like Star Trek books, even. They don't feel Star Warsy. I mean, Heir to the Empire, those were great, but a lot of them don't feel that good. Probably my favorite was probably Shadows of the Empire. That one, for me, that one just did it. That scratched the right itch. It filled in the gaps between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, introduced a new and interesting character, and I'm not talking about Dash Rendar. He's just a cookie-cutter Han Solo clone. But it introduced Prince Shizor, who was unfortunately only around for that one book, which is kind of disappointing because he was really one of the most interesting parts of that entire book. But anyways, I think I'm kind of digressing a little bit. Shifted focus away from the game. Yeah, as you can see here, just kind of making my way through, shooting shit, the usual kind of stuff. Now, you get your lightsaber after the 3rd level, and like I said, that's when the game kind of starts to open up and really sort of, separate itself from being yet like another, just regular first-person shooter with Star Wars juice. I mean, Dark Forces, at the time it was released because it was 95 and because Doom was so new, it was able to get away with it. But at this point in time, Doom's already been out for several years, and, now the big game is Quake. And so this really had to figure out a way to make itself different from the other games. It did that with the addition of the Force powers and the lightsaber and everything, and the Force powers were actually useful. One of my favorite Force powers is one of the most basic ones that you get. It's called Force Pull. And essentially what it does is it'll rip the weapons or objects right out of an enemy's hands. So, like, if you're surrounded by stormtroopers, you just use your Force Pull, and it rips the gun right out of their hands. The stormtroopers start running around like chickens with their heads cut off, not knowing what to do. He's shouting out, "Abandon your post! Abandon your post!" and everything like that. So I guess that kind of lets us know what happened to TK421 and why he wasn't at his post. I guess a Jedi ran by and ripped the gun out of his hands, and he decided to make a run for it. And that's actually another little problem with the game, is the artificial intelligence. When you actually rip a gun out of a guy's hands, rather than, like, run up to it and try to pick it back up again, he just runs around, even though there's tons of weapons sitting around. He doesn't bother trying to get a new weapon or a replacement to combat you at all. He just runs around and keeps shouting out, "Abandon your post! Abandon your post! Oh my god, Jedi! Oh!" But, you know, it's one of the things that makes this game a lot of fun, is just the ability to toy with stormtroopers. I don't think in any generation of video games does that ever get old. I mean, it was something fresh when this game first came out, and now, you know, some 13 years later, it's still wicked fun in games like The Force Unleashed to just toy with stormtroopers and pick them up with the Force and zap them with lightning and throw your lightsaber at them, and, you know, zap him with lightning again and throw him against some of his stormtrooper buddies so that he explodes like a lightning grenade. I mean, there are just so many creative ways to decimate stormtroopers in the newer Star Wars games. But Jedi Knight was really the granddaddy of it all. This is what started the whole kind of third-person action Star Wars games. You know, this one was really more of a hybrid, if anything else. You know, the sequel, Jedi Outcast, which is a game I will definitely be looking at in the future, is also a really great game. It was one of the nicest looking Star Wars games for its time, and you know, offered really responsive and fast and amazing looking lightsaber combat, which was in stark contrast to what you're going to see in this game. So, I mean, it essentially, Force Unleashed just feels like an extension of the Dark Forces series. So I think for all you fans out there who really enjoy the Force Unleashed and everything, who've never played these games, you kind of owe it to yourself to give these games a try and, you know, to see where everything came from. Because I personally feel that a lot of what's good about the Force Unleashed 2 came from these. And see you in part 3.
Leaving so soon?
Oh, whenever I need to find you, you're always in some kind of trouble.
Jan, what a pleasant surprise!
What would you do without me, Kyle?
I'd be a content old man.
Somehow I don't see content or an old man. So much for the relaxing chat.
Jan, meet me at the top. I've got to get that disc.